Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another of my videos, and in today's video we're going to be having an in-depth look at the DragBat attack strategy at Th11 with no siege machine. Throughout this entire video I'm going to be giving you guys in-depth breakdowns, tips, stuff like that, so make sure to watch until the very end. The queen will always be purple, the dragons will always be red, the king will always be yellow, and the bats will always be blue, as you can see here. First step is going to be to establish a nice queen charge, and that's going to be happening with the purple. So as you can see, we had a nice queen charge going in from the 6 o'clock side of the base, which took down 2 wizard towers and the eagle artillery. Also, you want to get as much splash as possible and as much pathing as possible. And then we were also able to send in the king at the very left side of the base, so at around the 9 o'clock side. And then he's going to be acting kind of like a siege barracks during a hybrid attack. And he's going to be breaking down that outside trash. Then we're going to be sending in the dragons in between that. And we also want the dragons to take down as much splash as possible. So they're going to be taking down 2 wizard towers, 2 multis, that's nice solid value. And so our bats will be getting sent in behind all of that. And so our bats only have to deal with 2 wizard towers. And actually 1, because the archer queen took down the wizard tower in between or right next to the air defense. So it was a really easy triple, and you just want to look for as much value, as much splash, as much pathing as you want with the queen charge, the king, and the dragon. So let's get right into the replay. So as you can see, let's take a look at how this is going to start. So I start off with a couple sneak goblins. I start off just to create a bit of pathing for my queen charge, because I want her to charge into that eagle artillery compartment. So look, there's my queen. Pretty basic. I'm only using 4 healers because I'm not doing a massive charge right here. I use just 4 healers in in a lot of these attacks, actually, because these aren't, like massive charges like you might do in like a queen charge Alalu, for example. Here's another Coquelude and a Rage to make sure that my queen stays alive, doesn't get forced to ability up against the enemy king. And so all is well right now. We're just having the queen being sent into the eagle artillery compartment, nice and slow. And now I put down a sneaky goblin at the left side of the base, and that will allow my king to funnel north, just go up the base. Quite simple. So there is my king, gonna be breaking that outside trash, and then there are my dragons in between all of that. And now my queen created a nice pathing for my dragons. My barbarian king is going to be clearing that outside trash, creating a nice pathing for my dragons. And my dragons can just go all across the base really simply. As you can see right here, I'm going to go ahead and manually pop the queen's ability so that she doesn't die through ability due to those super minions. I'm also going to go ahead and poison them up as my dragons just pass all of that. Dragons tend to be very good at dealing with CC, so that's not really something you have to worry about too much. Enemy queen is strong though, so sometimes you might want to save a rage spell. You don't always have to. But anyways, I use my warden ability right around here. We have those 2 dragons which are going to take down the enemy queen right there. And now I'm starting my bat wave. Notice I waited a long time until there was a nice straight line of defenses. I don't want to send it into like a big fat clump. I want to send it into a straight line of defenses. That way I can maximize the amount of value I get out of my bats. And as you can see, this was a nice and easy triple. I used that free spell, but I really didn't have to. That's pretty much a swag free spell. And as you can see, that is a nice and easy 3-star. The last couple of buildings are getting destroyed. And there you go. This is the army composition that I used. Let's get into the next attack. So take a look at this base. Pause the video quickly and think of a plan. How would you attack this? Pause the video. I'm serious. And just think of how you would attack it. This is how I attacked it. I started off a queen charge from the 12 o'clock side of the base to take down a multi and a wizard tower and create that pathing. King at the 3 o'clock side of the base will be walking south to take down that trash. Dragons in between all of that, and then my bats from about the 9 o'clock side of the base, because there's not much splash there whatsoever, and they're going to have an easy time getting through all of that. And so that was my plan for this specific base. Now let's get into the live replay to see how this is done in action. Also, let me know what your plan was. If it's slightly different than mine, maybe it's gonna work. Let me know in the comments. So let's watch how this attack can be completed. Once again, my queen getting sent in from the 12 o'clock side of the base. A couple Coqueludes for her. Gonna be going ahead and sending in a super wall breaker in a sec. Right into a big bomb though, so it does die. Whatever, c'est la vie. And then my queen is gonna be getting sent into that multi-compartment, taking down as much splash as possible while simultaneously creating as much pathing as possible for your dragons. that is what you want out of your queen charge. Whether you do a Sui or a queen charge, that's just what is needed for that specific base. If it's a small compartment that you can easily get with a Sui, then use a Sui. But this is specifically the queen charge DragBat with no siege. So that's what I'm doing here. Queen unfortunately got forced ability. There's my king on the outside, creating that path and kind of acting as a siege break, doing a hybrid on the outside of the base, while my queen is creating more pathing, taking down splash. And now I'm starting my dragons in between the queen charge and the king. Look at the splash that my dragons are going to be taking down. They're going to be taking down a wizard tower, a multi, another wizard tower. 3 splash buildings, and my queen was able to take down a wizard tower and a multi. So now we just have 2 back end wizard towers. That is the kind of value, that is the kind of base identification you're trying to look for. You want to look at the base and analyze it as best you can. This is where planning comes in. This stack strategy is pretty simple to execute. You just have to know how to plan it correctly. And once you can plan it correctly, you can get triples 90% of the time if you can identify what base to use it on. It's fairly base specific, but not too much. You can use it on most bases. But as you can see, if you're good enough at base identification and creating plans, you're going to be able to be very successful with the stack strategy. Couple more dragons to destroy that wizard tower at the 6 o'clock, and I just have 1 wizard tower left and 2 free spells. And this is clearly a 3-star free spell right there for that wizard tower. The bats are going to be very easily able to clear everything else. I use my 1 more free spell on that wizard tower just to be safe because I have nothing else to use it on. And now my bats were able to clear down the last couple of defenses, and once again that was a very easy 3-star. My dragons, my bats, they're all going to be doing their thing, cleaning up. As you can see right here, you don't time fail too often with the stack strategy, to be honest. But it oftentimes is a good idea to maybe bring a couple of minions or something like that in case you are worried of time failing. You know, try it out, test it out, go to a FC clan, just practice it, and that's how you're gonna know what works for you and what doesn't. You might want to modify this army. I'm gonna base link or army link description box down below. Anyways, there's the triple, and now same thing as last time. Take a look at this base, pause the video. How'd you attack this? Let me know in the comment section down below if it's different than what I do. Let me know, but this is what I did. I walked my queen into the wizard tower compartment and then the multi to create that path thing. Barbarian king getting sent in on that right side of the base to destroy that, and then the dragons in between, and I sent in my bat kind of in the 9 o'clock side of the base to clear that trash, as you can see right there. So let's get into this. Let's see how it's done in action. My queen is going to be getting sent in right there, as you can see. I just want to walk her from that wizard tower into that multi. It's kind of a weird base layout, so I just want to do a little bit of a walk, and that's exactly what I did. There is my rage spell right there for the queen, and I'm going to let her do her thing, going up against the enemy king right there. I use a sneaky goblin right there, which is going to be helpful to funnel my king where I want him to go. And as you can see, air defense hitting my healers, but that's fine. Remain calm. Queen is now going to enter that multi-compartment. Baby dragon right there, who's going to be helping to funnel my king a little bit where I want him to go. Kind of want him to go into that defense compartment to better funnel my dragons, so some of them could even go into the eagle artillery. So as you can see, there's everything. And now pretty much whenever I can go ahead and deploy my dragons, because look at that pattern that I created with both my queen charge and my barbarian king to create a thin channel for my dragons to go through, and that is exactly what happened right here. King's ability is going to get used any second right here, which will force the dragons into that eagle artillery compartment. King's ability, there you go. And I also went ahead and used up a rage here. That was a high DPS area and warden ability, and so all the dragons just kind of rumbled through that big area right there. I love the CC to the end, and I started my bat wave right around here. This is a bat bomb, but it's kind of a bat wave as well. Bat wave whenever you can, because a bat wave is generally going to get more value than a bat bomb, because you have your bats going together, and so that just tends to get more value. Anyways, we have the bats going in through like this. I go ahead and freeze up the expos. The unfortunate thing is that a tornado trap went ahead and got activated here. Bats, they can't activate traps, but when other air troops they can, and so when an air troop activates a trap next to a bat, then oftentimes it's pretty scary. So try to avoid sending in a bat wave like right next to your dragons or something like that, because that literally might end your entire bat wave, which will obviously be quite a bit quite annoying. Anyways, that was a nice and easy triple. Let's get into the next one. And same thing, pause the video. How would you attack this base? It's a slightly weird one, but let me know in the comment section down below. This is how I did it. I sent my queen charge from both, like, bottom left side to go in there and just keep going through the entire base. Pretty much my king at the 6 o'clock to go through the entire base, and then dragons in between that, and then bat spells from the 9 all across to the top, because then I would only have one wizard tower to deal with. And that was pretty much my whole plan. Bats for the top side of the base, and dragons, barbarian king, and archer queen, pretty much for the eagle artillery and down. Dragons did end up dying near the end of the attack, but the bats kind of saved it, so it's fine. So let's get into the actual replay and watch how this is going to be done right here. Couple sneaky goblins, all that good stuff, and it's going to go ahead and send in my queen into the compartments over there. I have 2 rage spells for my queen in this specific attack, and she's just going to keep going through the base, as you can see right here. It's a super wall breaker because I didn't really have anywhere I had to use it. My barbarian king is going to go ahead and get sent right around there, and I also use a baby dragon to help get like a bit of an initial funnel for my dragons. There's a super wall breaker which will allow my king access to the enemy queen, which he didn't get because the king was there as well, but whatever. And then I went ahead, by the way, there was healers in the CC, so I think I had like 6 healers on my queen at this point. That wasn't intentional, that was an accident. Like, that was an accident. I think I have 6 or 4 healers there, I don't even know. Anyways, warden ability right through here. I used my rage spell right around there up against that multi, and look, my dragons are already losing quite a bit of power, but that's fine. I want you to notice that my queen is now going to be taking down the 2 wizard towers, the eagle artillery, getting an insane amount of value, and then I'll be able to send in my bat wave from the 9 o'clock side of the base to literally just get like everything. I have 5 bat spells here, and that was just 5 bat spells is able to get a lot if used correctly. I like to use like 6 and sometimes even 7 bat spells, but 5 bat spells can be very strong too when there's like no wizard towers at all and not too many X-bows, like in this base right here. So here's gonna be my bat wave. Once again, guys, bat wave, in my opinion, better than bat bomb 90% of the time. If you can do a bat wave, it just gets more value because the bats are together, whereas the bat bomb slowly dies out. So anyways, I still have 2 free spells. I go ahead and let my bats do their thing here. I go ahead and freeze up that X-bow. I have my dragon's about to die, I think, or no, still has a bit of health. Probably gonna die to like a trap or something. Doesn't matter because I still have all my bats, and bats are actually pretty decent on cleanup on everything except for storages. As you can see there, they're taking a while on storages, but I have my queen, and I was able to clean up everything on this base, and that was an easy triple, just like so. And that is the base, or the army I used. Yeah, 6 healers during this attack. So to summarize, you need to use a queen charge to create pathing for the dragons and take down as much splash as possible. Then we're going to use the barbarian king to keep the dragons inside the base, kind of as you would use a siege barracks during a hybrid attack. Bat wave is better than bat bomb when you can, and dragons in between the queen charge and the barbarian king to prevent a split and optimize power. As you can see right here, that's kind of a general idea for the stack strategy. Anyways, that is the end of the video. I actually do hope that you enjoyed. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I upload Clash Clans content every single day at 2 PM and comment what you want to see next. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.